Hello, fellow coaches. This is Dwayne Ediger. I would like to share with you uh, the reports that I have been able to produce through a spreadsheet tool I created for home electrification and energy coaching. Um, it comes in two documents. The report, this is the summary, one-page summary, and I'll just describe it and then I'll go into the report afterward. So it starts with a personal note, talks about where to get some of the most relevant information from the report. What are the home actions that were selected? In this case, they're going to replace a gas water heater with a heat pump water heater, a gas range with an induction range, and then get an energy audit to figure out the most cost-effective energy efficiency measures they might want to carry out in their home. In the transportation realm, they have a Sentra car, which they're going to replace with an EV, maybe sooner or later. And then this is for the part where it's really handy what the tool does. It figures out how much electricity use they will have after those changes have happened. And from that, we can then size an appropriate solar, and in this case with storage, system that will meet those demands. The following paragraphs in the summary point to the fact that the 1,000 miles that they drive per month mean that 84% of their home-based emissions are from driving, and 16% are from home-based burning of fossil fuels. And what they can expect to do in both realms here is detailed in numbers. And finally, the impact of having solar and battery storage is included in the last paragraph. The report is a different presentation here. It's a landscape presentation, legal size, because of getting the information visible there requires that. On the top, we see gas use trajectory, electricity use trajectory, and emissions trajectory. So you can see that gas use is going from 120 or so 100 cubic feet per month, per year, to zero. Electric usage was going to go up about 37% over the current status from electrification, and emissions will go down very sharply, as you can see in this graph. So this table here kind of is where you can see the whole picture. It lists obviously a lot of numbers and maybe not as graphic as up here, but you can see month by month all of the things. Their current usage is here, their current gas usage, their current electric usage, their future usage starts with this dark line here to the right, and it talks about the electric usage that will come from electrification of transport and home. It's divided out. You can see the 292 per month is based on their EV charging, and this variable amount per month is based on their household gas use. So this then comes to a future anticipated electricity use, and from that are calculated the amount of solar that will be appropriate, and also the amount of energy storage that will be likely to meet their needs. That's the first page. The second page has a little more detail about the specific appliances that were traded out. And here the car impact, we can see on the price per month that they've spent on fuel. In the case of gas, they've been spending about $103 a month to fuel that car. And with the solar, if they charge at 98% during daytime using the solar directly, that cost will go down to $28 a month. The third page talks about how the solar was sized, how it might be laid out on their roof, other details, and what the addition of battery storage would do in terms of the overall cost and the payback associated with that. Other incentives are included here for the household measures and how to access them with currently available information, which of course will change hopefully by next year when some of the Inflation Reduction Act things get implemented statewide. Finally, there is an emissions report. Scope 1 and 2 emissions are those that we can easily measure based on household energy use, and the Scope 3 is outside of the scope of what we can look at. So this case, their scope 1 emissions, burning things at home, they've eliminated all but, there's 30 pounds of carbon per year left out of prior 8,700. And then the scope 2 is a little harder because there's still some nighttime energy usage, and that's going to be about 16% of the emissions compared to what they had before. And then these 3 paragraphs here go into a little bit more detail about how those emissions are calculated, and how that could play out, and think little tips on how they could improve that by some other managing their demand at home, basically. All right, I think I'm going to leave it there, and if you would like to look into the possibility of using this tool, I hope to be having opportunities to share what's involved in that, the information that you have to get from the clients, and how it works to prepare this information and get it to them. It's not necessary. It's something that I've found helpful, and others of you may as well. All right, bye-bye.